Hi, I'm YJ. I've helped hundreds of students prep for interviews, for national fellowships, for jobs, for all sorts of things. This is how to effectively prepare for interviews. The best thing to do is sit in front of a mirror and answer interview questions that are generic online that you can find anywhere in front of a mirror. Practice, 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 but you have to articulate and say your answers out loud. That's the first step. The second thing to do is find a friend of yours, someone who's hypercritical, someone who's not easy on you, and have them listen to your interview questions. Know that when you're answering these questions, your friend knows you personally, and you're a little bit different in a professional setting, of course. It's going to feel a little bit silly, weird. It's going to feel contrived, and know that that feeling is really natural, and know that the pressure you feel to perform is going to exist in a similar fashion with a perfect stranger. The best thing about practicing with a critical friend is that they're able to tell you honestly that an interview answer is bad or sounds a little off or that your cadence is off. You want somebody who's hypercritical. You obviously don't want to take anything personally. Have them ask you the question and you can try your best to answer these questions. Act as if it's a professional setting. Answer these questions as specifically as you can and be excited, engaged, and honest. You should, of course, have practiced these questions ahead of time. You should have an idea of how to answer them, and with enough verbal practice, it should at some point feel a little bit more natural when you're sharing it with other people. The other exercise that you can do is actually help another friend with their interviews. If you're able to sit on the other side of the table, so to speak, and listen to their answers and think about why their answers feel a little off, you can actually rearrange and readjust your own answers to the same types of questions. So turn it around and get that interview prep. A lot of colleges, if you're in college, have career services centers. Some might find them to be kind of useless, but many of them will help you run through these interview questions. The benefit of interviewing with them is you don't know them. You don't have a personal relationship with them. So you can actually go through and give honest, professional answers with people you don't know. As far as topics are concerned, there are three areas that you need to be well versed in. One is you need to be able to obviously answer every question about your own life. Those types of questions should be the easiest types of questions because you're just recalling from your personal memory what those items are. The next is related to the actual company, the fellowship, the scholarship, the program to which you're applying. You need to have researched everything about those programs, the company, the job details. You need to have all the questions and answers covered on those. Then there's a third category of questions that might only arise in more competitive circumstances where people want to know a bit more about subject matter expertise, a bit more about what's going on in the world. This is kind of the grab bag of random questions that you could be asked. When you're interviewing with friends, when you're interviewing with career services folks, make sure that they can divide up and share questions from each type of category. Even if this third type is a little less relevant, you want to be able to answer questions quickly and on the fly. You want to be able to appear as if you can come up with answers, even if they know that you shouldn't know everything about this particular category. The reason why that's helpful is if you're interviewing for a company, as an example, and there are clients involved, they want to know that when you're interacting with a different party as a representative of that company, that you can articulate, converse, you can come up with new ideas on the fly. So make sure to go through these steps and you'll become a much better candidate in the eyes of an interviewer. I'm YJ. I'm going through and I'm sharing everything that I've learned over the last 15 years. Follow me on my journey as an entrepreneur. Thanks.